Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. Rowpaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Well, greetings, Boise State fans. Let me know if you can hear me okay. We're going to have Andy Avalos joining us in just a couple of seconds. We're getting ready with the microphones and everything. Boise State Mountain West Media Days, Day 2. Let me know if you can hear me okay. This is the rowpaint.com, our title sponsor. I want to give a couple shout-outs into them. But let us know before Andy sits down if you can hear me okay. I've got the mic on. I think we're going to be able to hear Andy okay. But I want to make sure we have no microphone audio issues when the head coach sits down next to us. So let me know if you can hear me okay on this one. And just to be safe, let's go ahead and try this one. Can you hear me okay on this one? Check, check, check. Checking on the second mic. Let me know on the second mic if it sounds okay. Hopefully that one's going to be good as well. Nothing like a professional broadcast, testing the microphone as we go along here. So let's see. We're number one. I believe this is number one. Oh, right there. So we're going to be number one. Let me know, again, if number two sounds okay as well. So there you go. I knew I had it ready. Wasn't even sure. Andy's going to be coming down here in just a couple of seconds as we make our ways through the media room. So get your questions in right now. We're going to have a limited time with Andy Avalos. So go ahead right now. If you have a question for Andy, put it in the chat, put it in the comment section, and we will get to that very, very shortly. So I'm going to thank a couple of our sponsors as we get set for Andy to come over and join us here in just a second. So as I am doing that, get your question for Andy Avalos in, football-related or non-football related, and we'll try to get to as many of your questions as we can here on Bronco Nation News Live on Day 2 from Las Vegas. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. We appreciate them for sponsoring us. ICCU.com. Do what more than 500,000 Idahoans have done and make the switch today to Idaho Central Credit Union. My man, Mark Ridley, Ridley's Family Market, shopridleys.com. Check them out. 13 locations in the state of Idaho. You can find one near you at shopridleys.com. Go download their new app. They got some exclusive savings and things in the Ridley's app. You need business insurance? I got you covered. United Commercial Insurance, 229-8222, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. Make sure you check them out at UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. Again, we're thanking some of our sponsors. We're getting set for Andy Avalos here to join us shortly, and you can get your questions for Andy Avalos in the YouTube chat there. So get your questions in. We'll try to get to as many as we can in the time that we have. Hey, Boise Dentistry Co., check them out, BoiseDentistryCo.com. Locations across the Treasure Valley, 5 locations to be in fact. Check them out at Boise Dentistry Co. The Blue and Orange Store, blueandorangestore.com. Free shipping, any order over $40. You can go to the blueandorangestore.com, and you can get your Boise State gear. If you're in the Boise area, you can just go to the Town Square Mall, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall. And again, we did our friends at Lean Feast as well. Matt Boucher, Boucher Real Estate, the #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley, is our friend Matt Boucher. No home is too big or too small. Matt Boucher and his team, check them out at BoucherRealEstate.com. BNN.com. We are live here in Las Vegas, and kind enough to join us, as promised, take some of your questions. The head coach of the Boise State football team, Andy Avalos, joins us. Andy,
hold on real quick before we get going. Didn't Boucher look so handsome in his picture there? Gosh, Bouch, doing it, buddy.
He did a professional photo, man. We all wish we could be in shape like Matt and have the success that he's having in life, man. He's doing okay.
No doubt.
We appreciate you coming on. Last year you commented, Andy, that we had the best setup on Radio Row. We've added remote control cameras now. We've added, a little nicer sport coat. What do you make of the setup here for year two?
It's all coming together. You come up the escalators here right onto the level here, and the first thing you see right here is Bronco Nation News. Awesome setup. Boise Media well representing right here at Media Days for the Mountain West.
I don't know if it says something, though. They put all the Boise folks in the corner out of the way. They kind of they got Bob over here, and they got the radio guys. They kind of wanted us as far away from everybody else as possible, I guess. But
yeah, I don't know what kind of message they're sending with that, but we'll work with it. Well, here we go.
You got a lot of questions. We appreciate it. We'll get right to it. We kind of thought we'd have a little fun with this. Let some fans, Bronco Nation, through social media, ask some questions, and I'll monitor them so we can keep moving here. But I guess in general, Coach, first, obviously, you're back here again in a new location, but just getting a chance to talk about the team and get ready for the season, kind of the unofficial kickoff. Is this kind of get the juices flowing a little bit when you come down here?
Yeah, there's no doubt when you come to Media Days, it's right around the corner. Fall camp is a couple weeks away. Extremely excited just about where our team is at. Coaches, staff done an unbelievable job, and the players have matched that and exceeded that with their work this summer. We got one more week left, so it's pretty cool to see where we were at before we left to come to Media Days, getting to spend some time with the players and see the mental and physical development that they have been working on over the course of the summer. It's been pretty cool.
A lot of different questions. We'll get right to it. Someone's talking about the defensive line. Obviously, losing Scott Matlock, you got a lot of spots to fill there. I know you hit the portal pretty hard to try to rebuild that offensive and defensive lines. How do you think that's coming in terms of trying to replenish some of those key pieces you lost, especially up front?
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, that's a great question because football always starts up front. Offense, defense, the ability to run the ball, protect the quarterback, the ability to stop the run, attack the quarterback. That's where football starts. And so we've been very fortunate. We found some great fits. We have guys coming back. We got banged up on the D-line last year, right? I mean, that happened. During the course of that, not ideal, but now after the fact, there's a lot of guys that got experience through that. And so we have some guys that maybe had not been the starters for the beginning of the season, but guys that played a lot of football in combination with bringing some guys in that were the right fit, the right people, number one, guys that are going to buy in to the brotherhood and compete and work together as a team. And so we're really excited about the group we have. We got a lot of work to do. There's no question. How do we gain that experience that, some of these guys don't have from game reps? Well, the only way and the best way to do that for us at this point is to have really competitive practices. So that's why we've built up our fronts so that we can prepare a certain way here in fall camp and get the reps we need.
We'll stay on the defensive side. There's a question here from Chase Love about the nickel position. He says, who's most likely to play nickel? How they look coming along there?
Yeah, Chase. So, Shayla Depot has done a great job this offseason. Titus Toller is a guy that we brought into by the way of transferring. So we have some guys that have game experience there. Shea has done a really good job, and from the fact that he's familiar with it, he's played that position, he's moved around and played other positions similar. And Shea's done an unbelievable job developing this offseason in terms of his mental and physical development. His body looks different. He's moving different, extremely explosive. And we're really excited some of the things that Shea actually brings to the table in terms of playing man-to-man at a higher level than we've probably had at that position in a little while. And that position is so special because it allows us to do a lot on defense, from structures to coverages, zone, man, match, whatever it may be, and also be able to bring some pressure packages if they're a good blitzer.
Talking about losing Zeke Noah as well, and that other linebacker spot. I know you're very excited about DJ Schramm, but Andrew Simpson, how's the other spot looking there?
Yeah, so that's kind of goes in line with what we were talking about with the D-line a second ago. So Drew got a great chance to step in and get some valuable game experience, and he showed to be productive. Obviously, as a young player jumping in there's a lot to learn, and Drew has a very high football IQ, and the really cool part about it, and you'll keep hearing me saying it because our strength staff has done an unbelievable job with the physical and mental development of our players' bodies. And when you guys get out to practice and when we start fall camp, you'll see that with Drew's body too, which is a big part. It's building that body armor to sustain. We got guys coming back like Marco. Marco was going to play a lot of football early on in the season prior to getting injured. And so we got some young players that got a lot of reps this spring. So we're excited about the group we have there.
We've talked to we've talked to you around here. Heard Phil Steele doing his interview, and he had mentioned that he had talked to you, getting ready for his preview and stuff. And it sounds like defensively, we saw the one guy on the DJ Sharan, well deserved on the all conference team. But we keep talking about how are you going to replace JL Skinner, how you're going to replace Tyreek Jones, how you're going to replace Scott Matlock. It seems like there's a lot of guys that are like, hey, don't forget about us. Like just because we didn't get a lot of playing time last year, or we weren't the star NFL player. Like it seems like that chip is going to be back on the defensive player's shoulders this year.
Well, that's the cool part. Like that's college football, right? You want that. You want Scotty, JL, Ty, Zeke. We got guys going on and get shots to play in the NFL. We that's what you want to happen. And now here comes in a fresh group of guys who willingness to learn, the effort they put in, the care factor they have. It's fun as a coach when you get to this point because ultimately you really get back to the basics of fundamentals, how we operate in the pre-snap. Those are critical things on defense. You got to be able to recognize, see, communicate, and then play at a high level in the one-on-ones and play with unbelievable effort. And that's one of the benefits, the excitement of a young guy being able to play fast and physical. These guys, they got some miles, that they need to burn up on those fresh legs, and that's what we intend to do. It's play with relentless effort.
Couple more questions here for Andy Avalos. Nate wants to know fastest player on the team right now. Who would win a race?
Woo-wee. The guys, Nate. But Nate from where? Nate, you're going to get me in trouble as soon as I get back. The guys are going to be jumping on me because –
I think he lives in Austin, Texas, too, so it's a blow from far away here. He doesn't have to worry about it.
Well, you know what? That's a hard call right now. It's probably going to be somewhere right in there around Taylon Green, Rodney. Rodney's moving right now.
Okay.
Billy B's been coming out of the gates fast. I ain't forgetting about you, Billy B. But there are guys that are moving, and I promise you, when I get back, the first thing these guys are going to be on the back of my head about who is the fastest, which is a good thing.
Well, I'm sure they're all watching, so we appreciate that. But Bush someone's asking about Bush Hamden, his offensive philosophy, how different will be what we saw from Dirk Cutter, just bringing in Bush and how he's meshing with the offense and Taylon, and just. How excited are you to see how all that works going into the season?
Yeah, where we're at right now as an offense, we're further ahead, even with the new coordinator, and I'll go into that here in a second. But the guys, and it's real confidence because they put the work in this summer. And before we came to media days, our guys feel really strong about where they're at in their preparation leading into fall camp. And that's because we found a leader that fits them in terms of our personnel and what they do well. We did some things really well last year with some areas that continue to grow off of, but ultimately football is about personnel. And what does a personnel do well? There's different ways to skin the cat. Well, going out and finding a guy that just happens to be a guy that understands our brotherhood and has been in this culture and his fit and his vision. Like when we went through this process in Bush's vision, he had NFL plays, he had Washington plays from when he was a coordinator in Missouri, all these things that he's done, and then plays of which we have done successfully that Taylon's comfortable with, that fits our personnel. So that right there and finding that fit early on this year, really last year, the end of last year was huge for us because it's propelled us into being able to build off of the things that we've done and take new steps and reach out into new areas that people will see.
James Montgomery comes in with just maybe the easiest position, or maybe the hardest position. You look at who he's got, though. I mean, a lot of people are really excited about that running back room, and there's some debate. Genty and Helani, and the all-conference team came out. Helani was there, and I've seen some other publications where they had Genty. I mean, it's got to be a nice problem to have two guys like that plus Breezy and everybody else behind him. Tyler Crow's doing some things. So the running back position, how do you see the carries shaking out, the playing time shaking out? It's got to be a nice problem to have.
There's no question, and this is the deal about this position. It's a high-impact position. So you got to have multiple running backs. It's a long season. And the way George Ashton, T. Crow, and the way he has an impact on that room, too. He has a role in the young guys that we're bringing in. We moved KD over there, and he's starting to get a great feel. And the young guys that we're bringing in, like Breezy, and it's just awesome. It's a great room with guys that, they're competing with each other, not against each other. It's a great problem to let's find different roles. This guy can do this. Don't forget about special teams. We want these guys touching the ball, as many opportunities as we can get, but specifically back to George and Ashton, you got to be able to split that load up over the course of the season. And when you can have two guys that are as highly as effective as they are with the O-line that is being developed and the tight ends and the wide receivers mentality to block. And let's not forget one thing too now, Taylor Green is a number in the run game that people got to be aware of as well.
Yeah. So. Yeah, there's all kinds of, can you guys rush for 3,000 yards this year? Can you have 3,000-yard rushers? I mean, the possibilities, I know, and fans, it's exciting, it's endless. But I know you're excited for this team for a lot of reasons. But for Bronco Nation out there, somebody asked about improvement from last year to this year. But just in general, what has you excited going into this season? You know what, the ability for our guys to learn from last year and have a huge want to grow from our experiences, the good and the bad, and to be able to get off to a faster start because of how we prepare. How is the plan? How are we going to be better as coaches to get our team better prepared through the course of the summer into fall camp to start this season? We've got a very challenging schedule, but that's why we come to Boise State. We want to be at Boise State. The biggest thing for us with our team right now is we got some talented guys that we're talking about low ego and extremely high output in terms of how they compete, how they prepare, and that's fun to be around. Question about the south end zone. How loud do you expect that this year? We know we have the new lighting system. There's going to be some cool things with that. The new scoreboard's ready to roll. I know we're going one game at a time and all that, but with there's the 6 home games, especially that home opener is going to be highly anticipated. How excited just to get a packed house in there with some of the changes and stuff are you? It's Albertson Stadium is one of the best venues in America. I mean, really, we cannot take that for granted to get and to go watch the players that we're talking about in this venue. It's one of the coolest places in all of college football. And now to be able to add on the south side, when the fans come in there and they experience the game with that board and the sound, and it has already been tremendously loud down there. The south side of our football stadium, that end of the field is one of the loudest places of all college football. And I played in NFL stadiums on top of that. Now, the exciting part too is, the upcoming expansion to the north side facility over there and some of the things that are going to be going on there and in terms of being able to put some permanent structure with a nutrition center underneath it. We're very thankful for the leadership in the state that has allowed us to do this. Obviously, our university and the leadership, which is going to be a tremendous resource. We work very hard, our players train and all that to have the right nutrition, and this is going to be for all sports, which is beautiful because all the sports teams deserve this. So we're really excited about, we've come a long way in 2 years in terms of what resources we're providing for the players. 2 years ago, when we got here, we didn't even have a nutritionist. We not only have a nutritionist now, but we got a nutrition department. And what we're doing is having a huge impact on the development and really, the wellness of our players, which is what it's all about. Well, I'm getting the hook from Patrick, so we got to let you move on to the next interview. We appreciate it, but I think you're going to do another session in there in the afternoon. We'll put some of that up on YouTube for folks, but thank you so much. No, thank you guys. Thank you, Bronco Nation. Appreciate you guys. Excited for you guys to come out and see some practices and get a look at what this year's team is looking like. It's going to be a fun year. We're excited. We appreciate the time and looking forward to a great season, Andy. Awesome. Thanks, BJ. Thanks a lot. There he is, Andy Avalos. Appreciate him for joining us. He's going to move on to his next interview. We'll catch up with him again later in the print session. We'll have some stuff on that. And again, we were limited in the time there, so apologize if it was a little shorter and we couldn't get to all of your questions. But give me your questions if you still have some and we couldn't get it in. And as I said, Andy still has to go talk in the interview room with the print media for like another hour. So we'll go in this afternoon and try to get some of that. But I appreciate Andy for sitting down and joining us, and that was a lot of fun. So appreciate all of you for watching. If you have, again, another question, we'll try to get that to Andy. He has to go do another session, but we only had a limited number of time with him. So if you're liking what you see, we'd love for you to support our efforts with a subscription. We got a special going on right now, less than $1 a week. It's less than $1 a week, just $50 for a full year. These are free broadcasts, obviously. These are thanks to our sponsors. Taco Bell is one of our newer sponsors. We'll tell you all about Taco Bell moving forward. TacoBellGivesBack.com. Check them out. We appreciate our growing relationship with them. I mentioned our other sponsors earlier, but these social media broadcasts are free thanks to ICCU, Lithia, Florida, Boise. rowpaint.com, the blue and orange store, but our written content. Mike Prater, we just hired. If you're new, and haven't seen the last couple of days, we just hired Mike Prater. We just hired Jordan Kay. So we're going to have tons of daily content online, and it's going to be behind the paywall. So if you want to read some great journalism, some great opinions, some great columns, some great features, and learn, a lot of things about this team, we would ask you to support our efforts. We'll be at every home game, every road game. We're going to Canada to support and cover the basketball team here next week. So we're just asking you, if you have a chance and can do it, $50 one-time fee, and then you're done for the year. And if $50 is too much for you, $6.99 a month. You can jump in for $7, and we'd love to have you on the monthly fee as well. So a lot of cool stuff we're working on. And again, Mike Prater and Jordan Kay doing a tremendous job for us down here. We're happy to have them on the team and be able to buy these nice cameras that have remote controls and can do things with the zoom and all that kind of stuff. So we're very appreciative of everyone that has supported us, and it's been tremendous this week. The insight and the interest that we've had since we launched kind of the new wave of hires and things this week. So we're excited about that, and we're excited about what we've got moving forward as well. So I just want to thank everybody again for their support. Bronco Nation News is killing it. It's going to be a fun season. Really looking forward to that. We've still got plenty more coverage here today. We'll be talking to Andy in the print room. We'll put that up on social media. There may be some other national guys around that we can try to grab and do some interviews with as well. So a lot going on. And then tomorrow, get your calendars set. John Mallory and I will be down in the sports book. We'll try to get Johnny away from the tables. He will be in the sports book tomorrow, 10 a.m. here in Vegas. We're going to let Johnny sleep in a little bit. 11 a.m. in Boise tomorrow. 11 a.m. tomorrow in Boise, our wrap-up show live from the sports book. And we'll have plenty of coverage and interviews that we've been taping and stuff down here for you as well. So hopefully you're liking your coverage. Make sure you're listening 2 to 5 today with Johnny and Prater on Idaho Sports Talk. But we got some other live interviews, live coverage coming throughout the day. Thanks again, Andy Avalos, for joining us. Go subscribe, BroncoNationNews.com, $50. Use that promo code BNN50. Help us out. I'm not going to keep hawking this after tomorrow. I'll shut up. I know you don't like hearing it, but that's how we're doing this. We're independent journalism, and we can only rely on our sponsors and our subscribers. And so your $50 means a ton, means more than you know. So if you're able to do it, we'd love to have your support. And we'll try to do some subscriber events and some fun things this year to make it up to you and make your subscription worth it. So we really appreciate it. And again, we've already upgraded the cameras and a lot of those type things, and more stuff to come as well. So I think the audio worked good on Andy. I think we finally went through an interview with no problems. So that sounded great, and we're excited about that. And thanks a lot. And we'll be back shortly with more live coverage. Mountain West Media Days rolls on, day 2 here at the Circa Resort and Casino. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.